Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of our English Boost Everyday series. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most challenging aspects of learning English grammar. And guess what? By the end of this episode, you're going to learn 5 essential things you must do to transform your grammar struggles into stepping stones for success. Whether you're a beginner or looking to polish your skills, this episode is packed with clear explanations, practical exercises, and real life examples that will help you conquer those confusing tenses, complex sentence structures, and pesky irregular verbs. I'm your host, Michael, and joining me today is the brilliant and energetic Sarah, our resident language expert.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be here today. Grammar can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be boring or overwhelming. Today, we're going to break down the barriers and show you exactly how to tackle each challenge with confidence. So, let's jump right in.
All right, let's start with the first essential thing. Number 1, understand the basics of tenses. Many learners struggle with the differences between past, present, and future tenses. We're going to simplify this by using a timeline approach. Sarah, can you explain how learners can visualize these tenses to make them more intuitive?
Absolutely, Michael. Imagine a simple timeline where you mark 3 distinct sections: past, present, and future. By mapping out events on this timeline, you can see how different actions relate to each other. For example, if you say, I walked to the store, you're placing that action in the past. When you say, I am walking to the store, you're in the middle of the action. And I will walk to the store places it in the future. Creating diagrams or even using digital apps that let you visualize this can be a game changer for mastering tenses.
That's a brilliant tip, and it's exactly what learners need to do to grasp the fundamentals. Moving on to our second essential point, simplify complex sentence structures. We all know that English can get a bit tangled with its clauses and phrases. Sarah, what practical strategies do you have for our listeners when it comes to breaking down and constructing clear sentences?
Great question, Michael. The key here is to start small. Begin with simple sentences and gradually introduce compound and complex structures. One effective strategy is to diagram your sentences. Write out the subject, verb, and object, and then add the additional details slowly. This method not only helps you see how the parts connect, but also makes the process of building sentences much more manageable. Practice exercises, such as rewriting complex paragraphs into simpler sentences and then gradually increasing complexity, can be very helpful too.
I love that approach. It really makes the structure more tangible. Now, let's get to our third essential tip, mastering irregular verbs. Irregular verbs can often feel like exceptions to every rule, but there are some smart ways to remember them. Sarah, could you share some of your best practices?
Of course, irregular verbs are notorious for tripping learners up because they don't follow a single rule. One effective strategy is to group them by patterns or similarities. For instance, begin, began, begun has a pattern that you can memorize as a cluster. Additionally, using mnemonic devices, short, catchy phrases, or even songs, can help solidify these patterns in your memory. Flashcards with the base form on one side and the past forms on the other are also a great way to drill these exceptions into your brain. The more you see and use them in context, the more naturally they'll come to you.
That's incredibly useful. I know many of our listeners will appreciate those mnemonic tricks. Now, for our fourth essential element, engage in practical, interactive exercises. This isn't just about reading rules, it's about applying them in real-life scenarios. Sarah, what types of interactive exercises do you recommend?
Interactive exercises are key to retention and application. I recommend activities like role-playing real-life scenarios, where you form sentences using the grammar rules you've learned. Another great method is to record yourself speaking and then review your sentences to see if you're applying the rules correctly. Online quizzes and interactive grammar games can also make learning fun and dynamic. Additionally, joining language exchange groups or even online forums where you can get feedback from native speakers can boost your confidence and provide practical insights on how to improve.
Excellent ideas. These exercises not only solidify what you learn, but also make the process engaging. And finally, our fifth and final essential point: incorporate expert tips and continuous practice. Consistency is key in language learning, and getting guidance from experts can really accelerate your progress. Sarah, how do you suggest our listeners maintain their momentum?
Maintaining momentum comes down to two things: regular practice and seeking feedback. I suggest setting aside dedicated time each day, whether it's 15 minutes or an hour, for focused grammar exercises. Additionally, following expert advice through podcasts, YouTube channels, or even enrolling in online courses can provide you with the latest techniques and strategies. Remember, language learning is a journey, and it's important to celebrate your progress along the way. Keeping a journal of your improvements or even recording your practice sessions can be incredibly motivating.
That's such a well-rounded strategy, Sarah. So to summarize, today we've covered the 5 essential things you must do to unlock your grammar skills. 1. Understand the basics of tenses using visual timelines. 2. Simplify complex sentence structures with diagramming techniques. Third, master irregular verbs through grouping and mnemonics. 4. Engage in practical interactive exercises to apply what you learn. 5. Incorporate expert tips and maintain consistent practice.
Exactly, Michael. Each of these strategies is designed to not only build your understanding of English grammar, but also boost your confidence and communication skills. Remember, the goal is to make grammar a tool that empowers you rather than a hurdle that holds you back.
And for all of you listening, we hope these tips help turn your grammar challenges into stepping stones toward mastery. If you found these strategies useful, make sure to practice them every day and share your progress with us. We'd love to hear your success stories and any additional tips you might have.
Yes, please leave your comments below and let us know which tip resonated the most with you. And if you have any questions or need further clarification, don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help.
Before we wrap up today's episode, a quick reminder: don't forget to check out our previous videos if you haven't already. We release new content every day, so make sure to visit our channel regularly. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support helps our community grow, and together, we can make learning English fun and accessible for everyone.
Absolutely. Your engagement means the world to us, and it keeps us motivated to bring you more in-depth lessons and useful tips every day.
Thank you for joining us on this grammar journey. Until next time, keep practicing, stay curious, and remember, every mistake is just another step toward becoming a confident, fluent English speaker.
See you in the next episode. Happy learning, everyone.
And that's a wrap on today's session of Grammar Unlocked. Conquer tenses, structures, and boost your confidence now. Thank you all for watching and being a part of our growing family. Remember, the journey to mastering English is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay tuned for more transformative language tips and inspiring stories.
Goodbye, everyone, and have an amazing day ahead.